Alright, what's up YouTube, and I'm playing Skyward Sword HD on the Switch 2. Now, I actually already played this game on the Switch 1 and also on the Wii. On the Switch 1, I got up to the Koloktos battle, but then Nintendo made a system update for the Switch 1 that caused the game to break, that caused the system to break, and I lost all my save data. I mean, technically I have the SD card, but, you know, the problem is like Nintendo doesn't allow you to back up your save to the cloud unless you have like an NSO subscription or something. So even though I have a Switch 2 now, I still can't use my old save file. So I decided to, obviously I have no choice, I have to start a new save file. Morning, Waltuh. So this is a wing ceremony already. So I had to use the new save file. So I decided, hey, why not do a let's play on YouTube. Now, I guess one of the problems with this is, I got up to Koloktos battle, so in the original Switch 1, so now I have to go through all of it again, and it's gonna be annoying probably to go through it again, but oh well. All I'm saying is everyone else is out practicing at the plaza, but I seem pretty relaxed about closing. Also, I actually already played Skyward Sword on the Wii back in 2012 or 2011, I believe, or I think 2012 or 2013, and I have a lot of great memories with the game. I think one of the reasons why people dislike Skyward Sword, but let me finish reading this. Of course, that Crimson Loftwing of yours is something special. I feel pretty confident riding him too. My bird won the last ceremony, but even I don't think could beat that hair of yours. Of course, a bird's true speed in a race always comes down to the skill of the rider. I'm something of a bird researcher around here, so if you ever find yourself in need of some bird expertise, come see old Pippet. I guess I'll keep that noted. Anyways, so yeah, I think one of the reasons why people hate Skyward Sword is because of the motion controls. But I personally, I'm someone that enjoys games that have heavy motion controls like Skyward Sword. Hey Waltuh, the day of the wing ceremony is finally upon us. It's time to put what you've learned to use, all those practical skills I taught you, and all the academic prowess instructor who taught you. While we were at it, do you remember how to look around using D-pad up? Yeah, I do. No, actually I don't, but press D-pad up when you want to take a look at your surroundings. Will do. So yeah, so I'm personally someone that enjoys playing heavy motion control games like Skyward Sword, like Wii Sports Resorts. Wait, let me press C up. Yeah, you can press Y to recenter. Like, a lot of people complain about the motion control. Look, I understand, not everyone enjoys motion control games, but it doesn't make a game objectively bad, It's just like you don't want to get used to it, and that's fine, but it doesn't make it bad. Like everyone has their preferences. You can just, if offset, just press Y and then boom, it's back. Press Y, point in the middle, you press Y and then it's back. And the same thing with the Wii version, you press minus or something. Yeah, so I guess that's how you use the camera here to navigate. It's pretty neat. Although in the Switch version, you have like full 360 camera, so that's kind of useless, I guess. But yeah, let's see. Oh, this is a cruise room, and it's locked. All right, let's see somewhere else where I can go. Oh, it's my room. Yeah, this is where we started. Never mind. Let's get out. I already got the 5 rupees in the drawer. So yeah, I played the game on the Wii, and I beat the game I think twice or almost twice. I beat the first time in normal mode with Ledge, and then I beat it on hero mode, or I got really close at least. I got the part where you fight the multiple enemies before Graham. So yeah, I enjoyed the game a lot on the Wii, and I think a lot of my enjoyment comes from enjoying motion control games. Good morning, Waltuh. Today is the big wing ceremony, right? I wanted to fly too, but I didn't make the cut, so I'm stuck back here at the academy. Oh man. Plus I've got to move these barrels over to the kitchen. I was hoping to at least be able to cheer you on, Waltuh. I guess that's the way it goes. Go out there and wow the body. Okay, so let's see. Let's you know, you can roll stuff and whatnot. There's one stuff I really like about this game. You can just roll objects. You couldn't do that in previous Zelda games, and I just really like messing around with these like physics mechanics in the game. You can like just never mind. Okay, it hit the ceiling. Yeah, you can't roll this, I guess, because it's too heavy. Boom! It just went in there, and it broke. What do you think you're doing? You better clean that up. Okay. So, and you can also sit down in the game, so that's pretty immersive. You're too late for breakfast. We stopped serving hours ago. You'll have to wait for lunch. So, yeah. When I played the game on the Switch, which I probably already mentioned, you know, and I got to the part where you fight Koloktos and I beat it, and then the Switch got bricked. But after that, so I obviously have to start all over again because I can't save the save file on the cloud without an NSO subscription, which I don't have and not planning on getting anytime soon in the foreseeable future. So I have to start a new game, even though the save data is in the SD card, but whatever, Nintendo, sure. But you know, so I thought, hey, since I have to start a new game, might as well do like a YouTube Let's Play. So the parts up until Koloktos I'll probably be already like super familiar with, since I already played the game, the Switch version of the game, like back like this year in May, so you know, May 2025. So it's pretty familiar enough. But yeah, the parts after the Koloktos battle are gonna be not so familiar. Anyways, I also really enjoy the combat in this game, and I can't wait till, you know, we start actually fighting enemies, because this is the one Zelda game, the 3D Zelda game, that I actually like really like fighting enemies in. One of the only 3D Zelda games where I actually want to fight an enemy instead of trying to end the battle quickly or just run away. Oh, Waltuh, you're delivering something for me? That was supposed to be Fledge's job. Anyhow, just bring the barrel here. Yes, here. Didn't I already break the barrel though? I mean, can I bring another barrel also? Boom. Nice. Let's see. Okay, I guess there's another barrel. Okay, I guess I'll bring this one. I don't know if she actually, does she? I don't remember, does she give you anything? Let's go, Link. You can do it. Also, something I find kind of hilarious about the Switch version of Skyward Sword, you know, Skyward Sword HD, is that they updated Link's shoulder models. They added more like polygons, but they didn't, as far as I'm aware, they didn't update like any other models essentially. So yeah, I just find that like hilarious almost. What's all this? I thought I told Flesh to carry that. It's probably for the best. It's probably I've gotten planned. Wow. Wow. Hey, don't you have some important ceremony or some such today? Well, thanks for the help. Yeah, so I'm probably also going to be skipping a bunch of cutscenes, even though I actually really like the cutscenes in this game, a lot of them. But I'm going to be skipping a lot of them because I already played up to, you know, the Koloktos part, the Koloktos battle. So yeah, and then here's the bathroom, and yeah, so I don't know. Also, really like the art style in this game. It's kind of like a mix between Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. I haven't been here, and I guess I won't be in here for a minute. Yeah, but I really like the art style. What do you want, bro? Waltuh, if you're heading over at the plaza, the quickest way is out the door on the ground floor. So what, dude? Why if I want to go up? You know, who cares? I don't care about the instructions. The exit on the top floor is still locked, so you obviously can't get out there. What's taking the lunch so long? I'm going to have a word or later. Probably because like I broke the barrels or something. Instructor Olin. Nope. Everyone for some reason decided to lock their doors. Instructor Orwell. Nope. Zolder. But like, can you ever even enter this room? I feel like I remember seeing videos where people can enter the room, but I don't know like how, because I feel like every time I try to enter it's always locked, like when I played the game before. But okay, Karen or Karen or I don't know. I guess another bathroom or just bath. Let's see, but I really like the gameplay mechanics in Skyward Sword. A lot of people don't like the stamina mechanic, but and because like a lot of people don't like it because, or it seems like a lot of people don't like it because like it obviously drains your stamina, so you have to stop to make it refill. But I like it because it makes you have to strategize. You can't just spam the sprint button. You have to actually like watch your gauge and stuff, and it really makes you like think like when you're in battle and stuff. What do you have to say? Good morning, Waltuh. Good luck on the win ceremony today. Just think, if you win today, you'll become senior like us, and you'll be a very big step closer to graduating as a knight. Increase the camera speed, because the camera speed is way too slow. How is this the fastest camera speed? No, hold up. Okay, very fast. Yeah, very fast there. Also, wait, should I invert the camera? Yes, this is how I want the camera to be. Well, is it actually? I don't know. You know what? Never mind. This I don't want it to be inverted. No. Okay, well, I like the speed now. It actually feels normal. I have to choose very fast for it to actually feel like it's normal. So that's interesting. Okay, where's the exit? I guess it's all the way over here. Okay, you know what? Hold up. Sorry, guys, I keep going. It's because I'm trying to. I don't remember how I had the camera settings before. I guess I'll have the horizontal be. Yeah, okay. I like the horizontal like this, inverted. Alright, I think this is my preferred camera controls. So yeah, I like the stamina mechanic. I think it makes you have to strategize. I think it makes the game more interesting, makes it more challenging in a fair way, in my opinion. I like the combat. I think the combat in this game is probably my favorite out of all the 3D Zelda games. Even like I feel like the second and third spot for combat for me would probably be Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but Skyward Sword I think honestly probably has my favorite combat of any 3D Zelda game. You actually have to strategize. You can't just spam the B button or wait for an enemy to attack you, like not gonna have time and then attack them back while they're attacking you, like as if you're playing an RPG or like turn-based game. In here you can kill an enemy fast, but yeah, if you make a mistake then while you're quote-unquote spamming, then the enemy will be able to hit you. Good morning to you, Waltuh. Today is finally the day of the long-awaited wing ceremony. Are you feeling ready? Oh, I just remembered there's something I'd like to ask you about. Target me and can have a quick chat. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Always remember you can target someone to talk to them easily. And even when there's enticing targets, convenient way to quickly face your view forward. Oh, so let's carry on the conversation from this distance. Why don't you come join me up here? Ooh. Okay, you should be able to climb up if you dash up to the top. Yeah, I know how the game works. You can make that jump fairly easily. Try climbing up here. Okay, so you have to hold the B button and move to the thing, and then Link does the thingy. He does the jump thing. There we go. So what are you up to? Rushing to get some last minute bird riding practicing this morning, Waltuh? Oh, you have someone to meet. Perfect timing. You see, Headmaster Gipora has a pet named Mia, and Skyward off again. I don't remember what he gives you for rescuing this cat. Like, does he just give you money or just give like a bottle or something? I don't know. Look over there. Do you see the headmaster's so busy paying the ceremony? I thought maybe, but the ceremony is about to start. Yeah, I guess whatever. Doesn't even matter if I say no and then just rescue the cat anyways. Fantastic. So you'll do is, I know you're in a hurry, so I really appreciate you taking the time. Okay. You'll be able to climb up somewhere over there if you hang off that ledge. There's conveniently placed vine that you can just climb onto. So yeah, I also really like the parkour, you know, Skyward Sword. Look at this. You can just swing the remote. Yeah, so it's really fun. Oh, okay, now it's working again. I don't know, at some point for some reason OBS decided to stop showing the footage. So that was annoying. But now it should be working again. Ah man, okay, hold up. I'm just gonna try that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some parkour here. Skip. So, yeah, so Skyward Sword HD allows you to skip cutscenes, which is interesting because 12 Princess was the first Zelda game that introduced that concept of skipping cutscenes, but Skyward Sword on the Wii for some reason decided to remove it. Right, so 12 Princess on GameCube and Wii introduced the concept, and then Skyward Sword on the Wii removed skipping cutscenes, at least until you got to hero mode, which I guess makes sense when you think about it, but still. And then Skyward Sword HD brought back the ability to skip cutscenes without being in hero mode. So, and I just found that to be very interesting. Yeah, I like that you can just like sort of like speedrun climbing trees, you know, but just doing this. So these are hearts. Yeah, this game, you know, it got really creative, I feel like, with Zelda formula. A lot of people, when they criticize this game, they criticize it because it's like, they criticize because they say like, oh well, did the pot just go inside the wall? Anyways, they criticize because they say like, oh, it's very linear, you have to do backtracking, you know, the story is linear, backtracking, all stuff, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. These arguments don't make a lot of sense to me because other 3D Zelda games before this one, prior to Skyward Sword, also have the same problems, if you want to call them problems. I don't really think of them necessarily as problems, but you know, they have the same thing going for them where there's backtracking. In many of them, there's, you know, you have to, they're linear, stuff like that, have to dungeons in specific order. Even then, like, side quests are not exactly like fully linear. You can do them in any order, you can ignore them entirely, and again, I feel like the main reason why people enjoy the old Zelda games, 3D Zelda games, is because of the challenge, not necessarily how like open they are or anything, and because of like the optional side quests that can be challenging to figure out and to do. Hold up, Waltuh. Hey, Waltuh. So yeah, so that combined with the fact that I like motion controls, like motion control games like Wii Sports Resorts, makes me a huge fan of this game personally. Could you help me with something? All I have to do is dash and roll up the tree, just like I've been doing. Dash, then you're in front of the tree, bam, do a roll right into it. Come on, please. Yeah, while dashing, shake the nunchuck, shake the left Joy-Con. Whoa, we did it! The Sky Stag Beetle. We're up. So yeah, we already have 35 rupees, so that's pretty neat. So now we have to save the Loftwing, I believe. Okay, well, what's wrong, Waltuh? What, your Loftwing is missing? So I was looking forward to seeing that red blur streaks through the air. No, I haven't seen him. I'm going to look for him by the statue. You'll have a good view of the whole town from all the way up there. The statue is the great big statue on the north of the skylift. It's that place with the X mark. Yep. Yeah, I guess. Where are we supposed to go now? I think we have to go back to the academy, and then boom, bam, rolling way downtown. So yeah, so over here. Waltuh, perfect timing. I heard your Loftwing has gone missing, so I thought I'd join the search. And get this, when I asked Fudge what he knew, he started acting weird. I'm so sorry, Waltuh, I really want to tell you, but if Bruce found out, I told you. It sounds like Bruce forced him to keep quiet about it. Yeah, that definitely sounds like what he said. Bro, why don't you just let him talk? Go on and tell him the truth. Yeah, he was telling the truth, bro. Come on. Just a little while ago when I was cleaning the dining hall, Bruce and his boys came in. They didn't notice I was there and started talking about their plan to hide your Loftwing. I went to warn you, Waltuh, but just to try to sneak away, Bruce and his gang grabbed me. They said that if I told you, they'd make sure I would never be able to ride bird ever again. It sounds like Bruce and his boys had a plan to capture your bird and hide him near a waterfall. Okay, cool. Well, near a waterfall with me and quick, let's take a look at your map. It said right there, I think needs waterfall marked as X. That waterfall, cool. Forgive me, Waltuh, I can't help such a coward. I'm really sorry. Yeah, you're a coward, I got it. Roll into here. And wait a second. And we got the practice sword. Students at the Night Academy practice with these. It looks like it has a fairly sharp blade. Press plus to end time to look at what? Alright, to look at the gear. Practice sword, the basic sword used by knights in training. The blade still has a sharp edge. Cool. Motion controls. Actually, a fun fact about the motion controls. When I was playing the game on Switch 1, wait, let me do this. Oh yeah, you want to learn how to use a sword? Yes, please. I think we have to learn this because otherwise you won't let us leave the room, so we don't really have a choice anyways. Okay, this is the basic swordmanship. It's important to think about the direction you're swinging your sword. If you swing it vertically, you'll do a vertical slash, and if you swing it sideways, you'll do side slash. Thrust it forward to do a thrust. Next, there's a more advanced technique. The spin attack is a perfect move for when you're surrounded by enemies. If you remember these moves, you can handle yourself in any fight. Just remember the fundamentals. Always press the Alt to target an enemy as soon as you see it. Try getting some good practice on those logs. Yeah, if you got how to swing your sword, you can always check with the help with D-pad right. Don't ever forget your fundamentals. Once you slide up those logs, it's set up so you can try out your big move. One thing that's interesting, and so you can press D-pad right obviously to see the information, like how to do stuff, move with this, target with that, with this button. So a lot of people criticize games for having. Okay, so yeah, just thrust forward. A lot of people criticize games for having tutorials, that tell you how to play the game, and usually when they criticize the games, their argument is, okay, wait. So their argument is basically that like NES games and SNES games didn't have tutorials, and I'm sure some of them did actually have tutorials, but even the ones that didn't have tutorials, they still had the manual, the game manual. The game manual, I'd imagine, would have the controls of the game, so there's that. And then the other thing is NES games are, an NES controller is extremely simple. It only has like the D-pad and the A and B buttons, and the start and select are for like the HUD or whatever for pausing the game. So effectively you only have like A, B, D-pad up, D-pad down, D-pad left, D-pad right, so you only have like 6 buttons in an NES controller. In an SNES controller you only have you have more buttons and you have the shoulder buttons, but I'm pretty sure like the manuals for some games would tell you how the games work. And then with the with the N64, they started to have tutorials in the game itself. So one second. They started to have tutorials within the games themselves. So for example, Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time, which lots of people consider like the best games of all time or whatever, which I personally disagree with, but whatever. Those games, they have tutorials within the games in the form of signs. Like signs interact with you just press A and interact with it, and they tell you like, press this button to do a backflip, or press this to do a sidestep. Or in Mario 64 it also tells you like at the beginning of the game, right when Mario exits the pipe, there's a sign next to him, and he can, I'm trying to hit this, and he can interact with it and tells him how to play the game, the controls and stuff like that. So the games do teach you how to That's right, Walter. The games do teach you how to play the games, from the N64 era moving on, which became a lot more advanced and three-dimensional. So this argument of like tutorials, games have tutorials being bad or whatever that argument is, it doesn't really make sense to me. I think it's more about how the tutorial is implemented. I think the way it's implemented in Skyward Sword it makes sense. It doesn't disrupt the gameplay a lot of the time. Like, hold up, after finish this, you really are strong swordsman, easy to teach to, you make this instructor proud. I raised try sprint attack, great, now I'm going to surround you with logs, use a sprint attack to cut them all without moving from that spot. Bam! Good one. That sure looked like how it felt good. So why don't you try a fatal blow to close out our session? Yeah, so alright, when your enemy is down, target ZL and throw yourself at it to land the fatal blow. Do a side slash on that log. When it's down, try finishing it off with this technique. Yeah, so before I hit the log, I just want to talk about it. So yeah, so I don't think tutorials make game bad. It's more about how the tutorials are implemented. And then the other thing is like you see here, when you press the D-pad right and the tutorials appear, you can still play the game while the tutorial appears. So it doesn't necessarily like disrupt the gameplay or anything. So my point is that you can just listen to the tutorial. You spend like a few minutes listening to the tutorial and following it, and then spend hours playing the game while knowing what to do, without being confused. So yeah, that's the way I see it. And an interesting thing about this game, when I was playing it in the Switch one, for the longest time until I got to like the dungeon that has Koloktos boss, the whole time when I would try swinging right, sometimes Link would swing like this, like sideways. And the reason is because I didn't realize this until I got to that part was Koloktos. The reason is because I wasn't holding the Joy-Con in the correct angle. I wasn't holding it perfectly sideways. So I'm supposed to hold it sideways perfectly, because when you hold the angle like this, you can see like Link's sword goes in a weird angle. So I'm supposed to hold it perfectly like horizontal and then swing it left right while the controller is still angled horizontally, or swing it up and down while it's angled horizontally. I didn't learn that until I got like very far into the game. I kind of regret that, but hey, now I know that info and I'm at the start of the game, so that's neat. So like sometimes I would try to swing left, and I would be swinging left, but because the angle is wrong, he would be swinging like diagonally. Anyway, so the angle is correct now, and so this is the ending blow. You just have to ZL and then you shake both controllers. I don't think it matters which direction you shake the controllers, but yeah, that's how we do the ending blow. I like that they put the ending blow in this game. What? Dude, I already did this. Can't take sword aside. What? I already did this thing. What? Your Loftwing is missing. You want to go look for it? Well, I guess I could make an exception just once, but remember that Skyloft is a peaceful place. Only knights carry swords. Yada yada yada. Well, hey, we have a sword now. That's fun. So apparently the Switch version of Skyward Sword, which is the one I'm playing, runs at 60 FPS, and apparently the Wii version is at 30 FPS. Man, I really hate how these trophies. Actually, no, at close respect, they don't look that bad, but when you're not holding them, I don't know, they don't look that great in my opinion. Also, I like this. Boom. So yeah, the game is at 60 FPS, and I find it interesting that the original one was at 30 FPS and this one's at 60 FPS. I don't know how much the animations get affected, like if they get affected negatively or not by the game being 60 FPS. But I mean, from my experience with the Switch 1 version, all the animations seemed fine, so I guess the developers found a way to adjust animations to 60 FPS. I guess it's interesting. Okay, time to fight some actual enemies. Let's go, let's do this. Another thing I like about combat in this game is the Skyward Sword, which I can't do with this sword, but once you get the other swords, it becomes a lot more fun. Oh no, okay. Oh. Boom. There we go. Ooh, also I really like the sprint jump attack in Skyward Sword. Well, with keys it's not easy to land a hit on them with the sprint jump attack, but with the other enemies in the game, the ones that don't fly around, it can be a lot interesting to use the attack. So how do you get this chest again? I forgot. No, yeah, I don't remember how to get to this one. I guess I have to figure it out. Boom. But yeah, playing this game, especially whenever you're in a combat situation, it feels like you're exercising for using the motion controls. But I think it's worse. I feel like it gets you into the immersion of the game, I guess. So let's open this. I like how this chest looks like a cartoon-ish version of the Twilight Princess equivalent small chest. So yeah, the Switch version of Skyward Sword added button controls, and I personally don't like that they added button controls mainly, and I obviously I use motion controls, but the reason why I don't like the fact that they even added button controls to begin with is because the game was originally made for the Wii, and when they were working on the game, on the Wii, the original version 2011, they didn't intend for the game to be played with button controls. So when you add button controls in the HD version, which I'll admit I have little to no experience with, so I can't really speak from experience when it comes to button controls, but I don't think they would work very well with every minigame and stuff, because the game was designed around motion controls. So when you force everything to be able to be playable with button controls, I feel like it's not gonna pan out well most of the time. So a lot of the people that probably didn't already like Skyward Sword, if they play the game with so a lot of people that didn't already like the Wii version of Skyward Sword because the motion controls, I don't know if playing the HD version would truly make them enjoy the game, because a lot of people when they play the HD version and they don't like the motion controls on the Wii version, they play with button controls on the HD version, but then they you don't really, I feel like you don't really end up hearing them say that the game is their top favorite 3D of all the games after they play it with button controls on the Switch. Instead they view the game as an average Zelda game after they play the button controls. So it goes from being their least favorite Zelda game ever to an average Zelda game. And I think part of that's because they're not playing with motion controls. The game was built around the motion controls at the end of the day. So yeah, the original version, which the HD version didn't change that much from the original version. So yeah. That's your Loftwing, Waltuh. Boom. Ah, man. Boom. Boom. Blam. Bam. 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 There's the Loftwing. I like how we jump from that to like skydiving, because obviously, you know, I skipped the cutscene, but yeah, so this is where you learn how to use a Loftwing, and maybe I should, you know, focus on the tutorial since it's been a while since, you know, I don't really remember how it worked, because it's been forever, it feels like, since I played the Switch one. Just played the game on the Switch one before it got bricked. Waltuh, let's run your bird through the basics just to make sure it's not hurt. You can fly your bird in any direction. When set upwards, it will slowly lose speed. Yup. When you want to speed up, direct your bird upward to gain altitude, then drop into a fast dive. So again, gain some altitude, then dive to speed up. Those are the basics to getting your bird up to speed. So how's he handling? Do you think he's flying alright? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so we steer, bam, badoom. While riding the Loftwing, you can press D-pad right at any time to go over the basic controls again. You can also charge the attack that also gives you a burst of speed as well as slow down you need to. Try all these moves and see how they feel. X charge. Yes, I don't get this. Why you have to press X and not A to charge? In the Wii version, you press A if I recall correctly. But here, I guess there's an invisible wall that's preventing me from going there. That's actually kind of annoying. Yes, I can press B to slow down or hold B. So yeah, this is interesting. Well, that's unusual relief. I don't know about you, Waltuh, but your Loftwing looks like it's flying great. Well, and the others are probably worried about your birds, so let's go give them the good news. Now we're going to do the race for the Loftwing. Your attention please, at last we are ready to begin the wing ceremony. I was beginning to worry that we'd have to proceed without Waltuh, but luckily there's no longer a concern. I'm glad you could all make it. Before we start, I'll explain the rules for this competition. I've attached some also as the birds. Wait, can you go over it one more time? Remember to call your bird promptly with D-pad down once you dive off the edge. Whoever catches the bird and claims its statue wet releases your champion. Go! You just call the bird. Dude, I actually called the bird before any of them. How are they ahead of me? Anyway, so there's like plot armor or whatever, or I guess like the opposite of plot armor, where as soon as I catch the bird the first time, I won't be able to actually win. They have to do it again. So I was almost sick. Hey, there we go. So now I'm gonna miss it because plot anti-armor. Hey, don't you know this is my day to get all the glory? And then he throws eggs at Link, I think. Or now they throw eggs. Yeah, you heard him. Let's see how you fly with egg on your face. Where did they even get all these eggs from? Maybe I shouldn't find out the answer to that. Anyways, so the eggs aren't necessarily, I don't feel like they're a real problem to dodge. I mean, it's more like a virtual problem, like they're creating problems that don't exist. And there we go, we caught it now. That was a lot faster than I expected. You got the burst, that's why it proves your victory today. Wait till little Caesars. No, it's like a long cutscene. Oh yeah, and I have to yeah, you just have to go right here. I really wish I got that first try, whatever. I got it now, so I guess that's what matters. And then he wakes up over here. What happens if I try to skip time? I can't skip time right now. Because normally in this game you can use beds to skip time, like daytime, all that. So, Link notices a sound coming here and it turns out to be Fee over here. And it's like, whoa, what? Boom, bam, boom, bam. Boom, bam. Another evil cat moment. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Come on. Anyways, until he gets back up here, let's open this chest, which I believe is 20 rupees. It's 20 rupees, yep. And I'll just go up here before the cat comes back, before the demon cat or whatever comes back. Oh wow, he went all the way up here. Anyways, let's just pretend like that didn't just happen. Let's go over here. You know, it reminds me of the cat came back from that cliff. It reminds me of the Uku and Twelve Princess and Sit in the Sky when they... Oh no, I'm gonna have to stand now. Boom! Boom! Beam! Boom! Beam. The trick is to wait until the angle changes and then you do the jump. Then you get the most out of the jump from when you're holding up the edge. Yo, I hit the bat while I was doing the sprint jump attack. Nice. And the ruby just fell down, whatever. Who cares? Who even asked? Oh, come on, what? How'd that not hurt? How'd that not hit the jelly? Boom! Yes, there we go. Cool story, cool story. Boom, bam, beam, boom, bam, beam, boom, bam, ding. Awesome. So now the door opens up here and we go inside and we get the new sword that can have Skyward Strikes. And yeah, we get the Skyward Sword, as I like to call it. Yeah, I really like the graphics, although I really wish the models were updated instead of being GameCube Wii era models still, but you know, whatever, I guess. The game still costs $60 on the Switch, the HD version, even though most of it's just like the Wii version, really, but yeah. I have to put the Joy-Con down, you have to hold A, and then you have to lift it up, but not change the angle. And then now press Y to reset the motion controls. Aim it up. And there you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You got the Skyward Sword. This mysterious sword is based on divine light, or something like that. Waltuh. I've had my suspicions, but until now I wasn't sure. Yet here we are in the Chamber of Sword, the very place where it was foretold the US President when the Abier said this place is left out real way as well of our knowledge of this room's existence to be passed on a generation long that full of words. So the interesting thing about this character is his face, the beard or whatever, they made it like the facial, whatever you want to call it, like it looks like the owl from Ocarina of Time. I think they did that intentionally. It's like an Easter egg, and yeah, I guess it's kind of cool. You know, some people find Fee to be like the most annoying like companion or whatever character in the Zelda game, but I personally think Midna or I feel like that goes to Midna or Tattle. Fee is at least a robot, so yeah, and most people are annoyed that Fee tells you about like your Wiimote batteries running low, which I feel like that's more of a you problem instead of a Fee problem, but whatever. Oh yeah, that's one of the criticisms for this game, is how annoying Fee can be, but I feel like Fee is just as annoying as Navi in Ocarina of Time, so it's like, because Navi, there's a lot of points in Ocarina of Time where Navi just stops you from moving completely and forced you to have a conversation with some was unskippable dialogue. Yeah. Skyward Strike. Bam. So yeah, I personally think that Navi is just as annoying as Fee. Navi stops you sometimes in the middle of your adventure to force you into conversation. Navi has like those pop-ups where it's like, hey, listen, and it's like, yeah, it can be annoying. So The only thing that people really criticize V4 really that's different than Navi is the weird mode warnings, which again I feel like that's more of a you problem. Like, why would you not recharge your weird mode batteries? Apparently in Skyward Sword HD, V annoys you less in the Wii version, or like, you know, talks to you less. I don't know if that's true because it's been like a minute since I played through like the entirety of the Wii version. Like entirety as in like the main game from start to finish. Okay, an interesting thing about this specific version of the uniform is that it looks very similar to the 12-inch one. It's just that some stuff were removed, like the gauntlet on Link's left hand was removed, and I think the overall like tunic was made less blocky-ish. I think in 12-inch was slightly, I don't want to say necessarily blocky, but it was more like I guess like tough or whatever, you know. And here it feels more like round, I guess, you know. So I think they changed it slightly to fit the art style of the game, but otherwise it's might as well be like, feel like the same one as the 112 In fact, you can even use the textures from the green tunic and 12 on this one, and you wouldn't have to edit the textures at all for the tunic, and they would fit immediately. That's what I did for Skyward Sword last time. I can just literally put the 12-inch textures. I used, like, I don't know how many people noticed, but the tunic and the, you know, the tunic is taken completely from Skyward Sword, but the textures are the 12-inch textures, and because I use 12-inch textures, a lot of people didn't notice that the tunic is from Skyward Sword, even though it is. So I found that interesting, or at least I don't think people noticed, because no one seemed to really comment on that. In fact, some people commented that they I remember someone commented that they wanted like the Skyward Sword tunic to be in Skyward Sword Stamina, even though it was like that is what happened. But the 12-inch tunic and Skyward Sword tunic just look so similar when you use same texture. So yeah, it's mainly like texture work that's making it look different than the 12-inch one, and of course animations. But yeah. Then we get the adventure pouch, store all kinds of useful items. This is kind of a piece of gear. So that's the famous sword but won't do much if you don't have a shield to protect yourself with. I mean, unless you're like an epic gamer, I guess, or something, but yeah, sure. Here, take this with you. You got a wooden shield. This light wooden shield breaks easily and can burn, so be careful how you use it. Yep, the wooden shield slide maneuverable. Wakes can buy a new one at the bazaar. Grip shield, hold R, select the shield you want to use and let go of R. And just hold R. There you go, and then you can tap R to take it out. So yeah, for those of you who played Skyward Sword Stamina mod for 12-inch that I made, you know, pressing D-pad down allows you to unequip the shield. This was stuff I did. I also want to make it so if you like double tap D-pad down or something, you could switch to the other shield, but actually I didn't know how to add that feature because there were some like game breaking functionalities doing that, so I had to make it so it can only take out the shield instead of replace it. But maybe if I update it I can add that now that the game is more decompiled. But yeah, and then if you shake the wheel remote, if you shake the left Joy-Con, you can do this shield guarding, shield bashing, which is a concept introduced in 12-inch, but in my opinion greatly improved upon this game. Oh yeah, I believe you can get an empty bottle by just talking to him here. Hey you there, yes, you little boy with the golden hair, and welcome to the potion shop. You can drink our potions when you're injured to fill up your hearts. Hey, you're one of those nice, aren't you? Or one training at least. Let me tell you, and look at you, and I can tell you need many potions, very cool and full. So don't try to think away without stocking up. Oh dear, I forgot to ask if you have an empty bottle. It's a bad fort potion. Drink this to until you replenish 8 hearts. You pick some up for your lunch box. Only use 20 to be sure. The heart potion. So yeah, the other thing I really like about this game is that it has a shield durability, and I really like it because it actually gives you a reason to. So wait, I need to try something. No, I almost had it. I was so close. Come on, can I get it? Can I get it? No, come on, come on, come on, come on. I keep missing it. How they? I guess you can't tell to the Skyward Sword.